Psych Opinion.
You guys were with me when we did the Warrens, Meet the Warrens.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one.
So when we were preparing for that, I actually really wanted to watch this. Liza and I had talked about it. I had mentioned it to you because we had the group text, and I had mentioned that I wanted to see Devil's Road, which is like the documentary about. I always say documentary. It's the documentary of the Warrens, kind of like outlining their entire lives and career and everything else. And I just want to say I didn't get a chance to watch it because it wasn't on any of Netflix, Hulu, any of that. It is out there now. I want to say that I saw it on Hulu. Might not have. I don't know. I've got all of those things. I pay way too much money in streaming services. So it's on one of those. And I watched it. And I just wanted to update off of the Warrens and just say that we were pretty spot on with a lot of the things that, with almost everything actually. I thought it was interesting, and the reason that I'm bringing this up is that anybody that watched the Warrens, our episode of Meet the Warrens, I would really suggest you watch The Devil's Road, because I feel like it was very parallel and very well done, and it's very parallel to what we did and what we discussed, but it's got the opposite spin. So when I'm watching this, I'm almost like buying in. Like, I'm like, wow, maybe this shit really did happen, more so than I thought when I did my research. And I'm like, maybe like I didn't give them as much of the benefit of the doubt as I should have. Eventually I came back to reality and said, no, I feel like I was pretty spot on. But I think it was interesting to see the other spin of it, though, because it was they took it and made it so positive, and even including some of the facts. Like, they did tell us that Conjuring, they did tell us that in The Conjuring, that they weren't there the whole time, that Ed Warren did get punched in the face and told to leave, and they never came back. They had all those interesting facts, and those were the facts that we included and that we said in our video, but they put this positive spin on everything, that everything that they were doing was legit. And they opened up all these doors for paranormal investigators and investigations.
Well, I mean, they kind of did.
They did, but the spin, and if you watch it, you'll know what I'm saying, is like, whereas you and I, or at least I, when at the Meet the Warrens, is very skeptical, this is very non-skeptical. It's very, these things happened. Ghosts were there.
This is what they did. This is how they helped.
They didn't even really acknowledge the fact that the Amityville Horror was a hoax.
Oh, wow.
In the documentary. and they didn't even really say that the Amityville Horror was a hoax, but everybody knows that. The Lutzes came out and said publicly it was a hoax. Everybody knows that. So they really, and when that happened, that's when I flipped my switch and I was like, no, I'm more, my skepticism, I think, was more on point, because they're really trying to sell me, and if I didn't know better, I would really buy into this, but they're definitely going with a different spin. And I just thought that was really interesting, and I just wanted to update, and I wanted to say, hey, anybody that wants to should check out Devil's Road if they saw the Warrens, because it really is another similar but interesting take, in an opposite direction kind of thing. And I think that I just wanted to update and say that I had seen that, and that I thought it was very interesting.
Honestly, now I kind of want to watch it just to find out how it compares to what we said.
You really should. And I mean, and I'll tell you so this is the interesting thing, and I'll leave with this, is that when I watched The Devil's Road, I felt the way about the Warrens that I wanted to when I started the research that I did for our show.
Nice.
Because I wanted the Warrens to be so real. I loved, like, their contribution to the paranormal society. I loved everything they did. I was like, man, these people are incredible. They made movies about them. They investigated all of these amazing incidences of paranormal activity and ghost activity, and I was so excited, and I was so like, yes. And this video here, if you watch it, will make you feel the way I wanted to. But when I did all my research, I just came across so many things that just didn't fit right, didn't sit right, didn't make me feel comfortable. Down to Ed Warren, telling people, just make it scarier than it is, or just, and it sucks because I did burst my own bubble a little bit doing that show, but it's a great documentary, and I definitely think everybody should check that out. And I just wanted to update that. So even you guys get them to check it out.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Just having I don't know about having an open mind. We know what we know.
It's good to make sure you actually know the facts too.
Yeah, and that's just
and
it.
make your own assumption after that.
And that's the thing I'm saying is so compelling about when we do our research is that sometimes we come across things where I'm like, man, I've seen other things about that, and it just totally left that detail out that really makes you wonder.
That's why they left it out.
And it's just like, So make up your own mind, but check it out, because either whether you kind of side more with us or you side more with Devil's Road, or whether you have your own opinion, the Warrens are a cool story. I stand by that either way, no matter what. Cool story, love it, love the background, love the movies, really interesting.